The Mount Macedon ranges are always dear to my heart. My godmother lives in Mount Macedon area.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
But we always used to visit her in winter rather than the warmer months. And how beautiful is it now?
It's one of the joys of doing this job is the fact that we get to go all over Victoria and discover some of the hidden treats, I reckon.
Oh, here we are. What a quaint
This is great.
farm.
All right.
Oh, Rich.
Okay, I'm doing this.
Oh, Rich,
Ta-da!
no. That is not the doorbell.
We are in country Victoria, and I want to announce the arrival of the Intolerant cooks.
Hello.
Hi, Karen.
Hello, I'm
Welcome
Karen.
to Bunjil Farm.
Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Lovely to meet you too, Lynn. We've caught you at a busy time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm just harvesting the hemp, so you've got good timing here.
There's such a stigma around hemp as such. There are lots of different varietals of cannabis, aren't there?
Yes, there's over 2,000 varieties of cannabis. Hemp is defined by the fact that it is low in tetrahydrocannabinol,
Right.
which is the psychoactive ingredient in marijuana.
Yes.
But there are over 100 cannabinoids in cannabis, and hemp gives you a lot of the other cannabinoids that are beneficial for nutrition and medicine.
It's such a versatile plant.
Yes, you can use it for food, clothing, and shelter. You can have hemp seeds for food. The stalk, the outside of the stalk is for textiles, and the inside is used in building materials. So you can build walls out of it and have your houses out of it.
So we should be growing more of it here in Australia.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little less cotton, a little more hemp.
When you're saying you're harvesting, what exactly are you harvesting here from?
Yeah.
I'm looking
heads.
for the seed heads. It's very tough. It's the
Yeah.
toughest natural fibre. There you go. There's a, and so the seeds develop in
Wow.
these bracts.
Yep.
They're actually technically a
Oh,
nut
there's a seed.
because they've got a hard shell
Well,
on
that's
them.
what I was going to ask you. Is it
Yeah.
an endosperm or is it a nut? Or is it...
It's technically a nut.
Is it a nut?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of people trying to promote it as a superfood.
Yeah.
I don't like that terminology.
Yep.
I would prefer to call it a staple.
Okay.
It's a
Great way of
fundamental
putting it then.
staple to have in your kitchen.
Yeah.
It's been such an eye-opener, and the discussion we've had is completely educational, and thank you very much for pioneering such an amazing plant here in
Yeah.
Australia.
Thank you. Thanks for
Spot on.
visiting Bunjil Farm.
Yeah. Such a great story, Lynn. Thank you.
So the Indian-style fritter, Rich, is normally made with 100% besan flour, which
Yep.
is chickpea, and it's gluten-free anyway. But what I wanted to do was step it up and really give it a nutritional boost. So we're going to be using 100 grams of teff flour in first.
So, you know, teff is highly nutritious, it's full of calcium, it's full of fibre.
And then we're going to throw in the besan flour as well, so that's 100 grams, along with 2 tablespoons of hemp seed.
With that, we get all our omegas, we get amino acids, and a really good hit of protein.
Rich, I got excited making the batter. I need you to season up my shredded carrot.
Yeah.
I just need you to put a little pinch of salt and some coconut sugar onto
Okay.
the carrot and toss it through. And what this does is it extracts the moisture and softens the carrot before I throw it into the batter mix. And into the batter, we'll have some salt. And then we need some lift. So I'm adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
Yep.
So then we're going to add some spice. Now, it wouldn't be an Indian fritter,
No.
would it, without a little bit of spice? So I've got 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of coriander, also a teaspoon of chili flakes. I've got some pepper and half a teaspoon of turmeric. Now, that is the turmeric powder. It's vibrant and has a great flavour as well. And then in with the spices, Rich. Now all we do is add water. We're after a sort of a thick honey consistency, so in we go. So we'll just
Right.
stir it through. I think there's the batter. That's what we're after.
Smells great.
So, Rich, what you could do for me is just toss the carrots a bit.
Yep. Okay.
Gently squeeze some of the moisture. I say gently.
It's not.
It's pretty dry anyway.
It's pretty dry. It's not. That's not happening. Oh, yours is.
And then we just go into the mix like that. You need to squeeze that out a bit harder, sorry.
How embarrassing.
So a couple of handfuls of the peas. Now these peas have just come out of the freezer and just defrosted. They're not cooked or anything. Rich, I've also got a pan of extra virgin olive oil and I'm going to shallow fry in it. Anyway, stirring the fritters through, just like this. And the idea is that you're coating the carrot in the batter mix. And then you can make these fritters as big or as little as you like, but I usually do like a heaped tablespoon.
Yep.
And then we'll cook one off as a bit of a tester, straight in.
Yep.
And then spread it out a little bit. You can see it starts to puff around the edges and a few bubbles form.
Yep.
I like to garnish the top, totally optional, but with some curry leaves. It just adds some great flavour. And what you do is pick off the curry leaves and then just poke them in to the batter. Like that. And then flip the fritter over.
Ooh. You can see those wonderful bits of carrot, the hemp seed.
And the hemp seed.
Yeah.
Okay, Rich, I think our fritter's done. It's firm in the middle. You really do need to time it though. It's around 3 minutes on one side and 2 on the other. And then we just lift it out. Whew. There you have it.
Look at that.
Rich, if you could dress a little salad of zucchini for me, which we've spiralised. It has a lovely fresh texture. So a couple of handfuls of that, some herbs, coriander, mint. Wow.
Wow.
And whilst you're doing that, I'll continue with the fritters, cooking a few at a time.
Zucchini flowers, Karen?
Yeah, I thought we'd use the blossoms. So if you could break the flower off, take the stamen out of the middle and just tear them in half and drop them on.
Okay.
When you are making fritters and frying in a pan like this, don't overcrowd your pan.
What happens if you do that?
The oil temperature drops.
Yep.
And then the food that you're frying starts to absorb too much oil.
Yeah.
Rich, can you just finish that salad off with a little hemp seed oil maybe?
All right. The wonderful nature of the cold-pressed oil, it retains all its flavour profile, its amino acids, its high protein, and a bit of a drizzle over a salad just adds that extra little bit of hemp in the background. Look at that golden colour.
Okay, Rich, the last of these are coming out.
I love the look of the curry leaf on the top.
Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it adds
really
flavour.
nice.
So you can see that carrot's lovely and golden. Rich, if you have a little feel, they're firm to touch.
Yep.
I like to serve these just like that. And then literally just pile a little bit of this on top of the fritters.
Yep.
And also why not a few hemp seeds just to go over the top.
That's like a little celebration at the end.
So I've got my Indian spiced hemp and carrot fritters with zucchini and fresh herb salad. Delicious.
They are sensational, Karen. Okay, I'm making a simple little pasta today. It's spaghetti tuna puttanesca. Now, look, you've probably got these ingredients at home, but the trick is how you put it together.
So true, Rich. I mean, these are really quite possibly pantry staples, I would think. A bit of tuna, some spices, a bit of garlic.
So about 2 cloves of garlic, finely sliced. So starting off with a little bit, or as Karen does, a lot of oil.
Look, when you're making an oil-based sauce like this, Rich, you do need a generous amount of extra virgin oil.
Yeah.
You know, Rich, this is one of my favourite dishes.
Last year, I worked out that fennel seed, as you said, is one of your favourite spices. So today, I was just going to impress you with a little simple pasta, but this fennel seed is really the basis of the dish in a strange way. So it's about, I would say, a teaspoon and a half of fennel seed.
Great base
Yeah.
for pasta sauce.
A good pinch of salt.
Really gets the senses going.
I'm going to add the Barilla gluten-free spaghetti. Now, I know that we've said this on the Intolerant Cooks a lot, but you really got to salt your pasta water really well.
Cooking full stop, really.
So all in. trick is to keep agitating for like 1 or 2 minutes. Do that.
Just checking your garlic.
Yep.
Tomatoes?
Yep. Right, here we go. Okay, so the trick is just to throw these in some hole. Do you want to cut a couple,
I will.
Karen?
So stir those through
Yep.
and let them soften. This will take a little while.
That is a good smell, Karen.
Great job, Rich.
Yeah. Okay, tuna. Can you open those, Karen?
Yep. Rich, these little cans
Yeah.
of Serena tuna puttanesca, they've got olives, capers, and a touch of tomato in there. So much flavour.
Cool. I just want to smash these tomatoes a little bit so they're getting really close. Do you want to grab me some oregano?
Sure, Rich. The fresh oregano has so much flavour, especially for a pasta like this.
Yeah. Okay, Karen, you can see the tomatoes are all softening.
I think you should add the tuna, Rich.
Yeah. Because you want to be able to blend those flavours of the puttanesca, the olive, the capers, with the tomatoes and the fennel.
So literally now, Rich, you're just stirring the tuna through.
Yep.
All the tomato, fennel and the garlic.
I'm going to do a little
Come
bit of
together.
toss.
Ooh.
Look at that. All right. That's looking great. So normally at home, I would pour this into a colander. But just before I do that, I would keep a little bit of water just in case my pasta's a little bit dry, so you can actually moisten that. Bit of a tip. But today, we're just going to go straight from the pot.
Rich, this is the way I love to do it. You don't have to do colander at home.
You don't?
Oh, no. Tonging straight from the pot, lifting the spaghetti. You've got enough water on the outside of the spaghetti, which really just melds the sauce together beautifully. Oregano?
A little bit of oregano. So we've got our pasta together now. So all we're going to do is like gently fold this and dress the pasta with this wonderful sauce.
The tomatoes look pretty fabulous.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Rich, with this style of puttanesca sauce, you've got it all going on because you're just staining the pasta. It's not supposed to be a heavy tomato sauce.
No.
This is true to the nature of the dish.
Okay, let's see how I go with plating.
That's lovely, Rich. Whew, Rich, I've worked up an appetite watching you.
There we are, look at that.
Stunning.
All right, and to top it off, a little bit of pecorino at the end, which is what I love.
Thanks, Rich.
There we are. And a little bit of chilli. Maybe a little drizzle of olive oil.
Just because we can't get enough.
Just because we can't.
There you go.
This is a quick little pasta, spaghetti tuna puttanesca.
You know, Rich, you put this pasta together in no time at all with simple ingredients that are available on hand any time of the day. Which I believe is connected to the origins of this dish, but that's another show.
Yeah, that's another whole show.
Did a marvellous job, Rich. Absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
Over the years, Rich, I've had my fair share of tofu burgers, and I'm sure you have too.
Yeah, I have.
You know, from Byron Bay, Sydney, Melbourne, tried them all. But I've actually worked out how to inject a whole heap of flavour into a tofu burger. I think you'll love it.
Okay.
Starting off with 500 grams of really firm tofu. And you're probably thinking, how do you turn that into a burger?
I know, because I love tofu. I think it's a really good vehicle. It absorbs flavours really, really well. So it's a good basis for a meal like this.
It is. So the way you turn this into a burger is you literally start breaking the tofu up.
Okay.
And it needs to be a firm tofu because any other tofu would be too wet. Now, the secret ingredient is a couple of tablespoons of Vegemite. You can buy a gluten-free one or the standard.
Yeah.
So could you possibly add that in here? And you really need to mince it all together right through the tofu to give a heap of flavour.
Worry about that much?
Yep.
I'm going to let you take that off. Okay, the thing about FODMAPs is in one sitting, you can only have a certain amount of one vegetable. So this one, we're going to make 4 burgers and there's 100 grams of tofu per serve.
Next in, Rich, a couple of eggs.
A couple of eggs.
Would you mind cracking them for me? You don't have to eat them.
Okay, with that, the perfect drop.
Oh, it's almost therapeutic. Okay, mixing the eggs through,
Yep.
Vegemite and the tofu. Next in with some breadcrumbs.
Okay, that's the FODMAP-friendly Baker's Delight bread, which we've actually just blitzed up to create a breadcrumb.
A couple of tablespoons of hemp seed.
This is a great plant-based burger. It's a great way to add omega-3s, extra proteins, and all-round great flavour.
So yeah, we're boosting these burgers with nutrition and texture. Okay, Rich.
Yep.
Just a little salt, because we've got the Vegemite in there.
Yep.
So we won't need
little
too
bit.
much. And some black pepper, please.
Black pepper.
Thanks, Rich. And then
all
we'll
right.
just form a little burger shape, pressing together, pressing down, and then shaping them up a bit.
So you sort of have to be a little bit gentle in the way you shape them.
You
A little
do.
bit of patting.
Rich, we can't really have a tofu burger without some sauce. So can you make a little mayonnaise
Yep.
mix? Starting off with that cup of mayonnaise and add some pickled onions.
Yep.
Just a couple of those chopped. And a couple of pinches of the smoky paprika, squeeze a lemon and some of that dill that you
Okay.
picked up.
Okay, so the pickled onions are surprisingly low FODMAP. It's about the amount you have per serve. So, look, you're not going to have a lot of mayonnaise, so I've got about 6 there.
And that's just enough to spike the mayonnaise
Yeah.
with the flavour.
So a few good pinches of paprika and dill, which is actually one of my favourite herbs, I must admit. Finely chopped.
That dill's potent. Okay, there's 4 little burgers.
There we
You
are.
can see why I go out to eat these.
Yes. Bit of lemon. Salt.
And then, if you could, Rich, just throw some of that pineapple that we have there
Yep.
onto the barbecue and grill it as well.
So a little bit of salt on the pineapple.
I've got you busy.
Yep. A little bit of olive oil. So we're just really looking for charred marks.
You're just sort of warming the pineapple through.
Yep.
I think the sweetness of the pineapple, nicely charred, is going to work really well with the flavour that the Vegemite has given the tofu. We're almost ready to cook. We've got our mayonnaise made,
I'm going to toast some buns.
and you can toast some buns. I'm just going to slice some pickle. Can't have a burger without a pickle. We're also going to slice some cheese, because once we start cooking the tofu burgers, we're going to melt some of the Liddell's lactose-free cheese on top. Rich, if you could pass me some olive oil also. I'll just throw that into the fry pan.
Do you know what FODMAPs stand for, Karen?
Yes, but you can
do?
tell me.
All right. FODMAPs stand for fermentable oleosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. And they are short-chain carbohydrates and sugar alcohols that end up fermenting in the stomach and causing a great amount of discomfort.
And so many people are working out they actually should be on a FODMAP diet to try and correct their discomfort.
Correct.
But it is not a diet for life. It's just a way to eat cleanly and actually cleanse yourself, and it will end up being able to consume them again in the future.
In small amounts.
In small
Everyone's
amounts.
different in terms of what the system can tolerate, but it's a scientifically based diet and it actually is providing great results for people.
Rich, I'm going to put the burgers
Yep.
into the fry pan.
I'm going to turn these
I'm going to
over.
caramelise the outside.
Pineapple's looking hot.
You do have to treat the tofu burger a little bit more tenderly than you would your normal meat-made burger. But trust me, the reward is high. Rich, I'm about to flip my burgers so you could toast those buns for me.
All right.
Now the burgers are lovely and golden and started with the hemp seeds, looking delicious. We're going to pop on some cheese, and it's the lactose-free Liddell's cheese I'm using. And just the heat from the burgers will gently melt the cheese slightly. The sauce is on the low FODMAP rolls,
Yep.
ready to go. Burgers are coming out. Cheese is melted. Look at that.
Look at that. What do we want on next, Karen?
Not pineapple next.
Not pineapple next.
On with some pickle.
Yep.
A few slices. Delish.
Tomato. Look at this.
Pineapple.
Pineapple next.
Let's go. Oh, and on with the lettuce. Not too much.
Using the Baker's Delight low FODMAP bun. Look at that.
Rich, there you have it. The hipster hemp tofu burger.
Look, these look so stupendously fantastic.
Thanks, Rich.
What do you reckon we get Georgia from Soulseed on to tell us a little bit more about some hemp?
Yeah, because you can never learn too much, I think, and I really want someone else to have a sample.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are
Hey.
you?
I'm Karen.
Hey, Karen.
Richard?
Hey, Richard. Nice to see you guys. These look awesome.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Having a chat with us, particularly about the first 3 things that people should know about edible hemp.
Absolutely. What I love about it is it's the only plant that can heal you, house you, clothe you, and feed you. So when it comes to edible hemp, what I love to tell people is it's all about high quality plant protein, good fats, and fibre.
Yeah. And it sort of fits in really well with the Intolerant cooks because it's about food intolerances. You know, it falls into every category because it's just plant-based food. It's naturally gluten-free. It's a bit of a win-win for us.
Absolutely. And, you know, hemp's something that's really new in Australian shelves. It hasn't been something that we've been consuming as a food product for a long time. And it's great for people who do have food intolerances. As you said, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, it's nut-free. You're not getting any lectins or oligosaccharides that you get with some of the other legumes. So it's a really nice, complete package of nutrition without any of those nasties that can upset your guts.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, have you ever tried a hipster hemp tofu burger?
Well, I am from Bondi, but I don't know if I've had something that looks quite like this. So I'm pretty excited about this
Well, that's good to hear because I'm on the right track then. So why don't we share one, Georgia? Please, by all means.
Give it a go. I would, but I'm gluten-free, so I can't. Good?
Well, Georgia, thank you for coming in and sharing so much with us today.
Thank you so
thanks,
much,
Sasha.
and thank you for this awesome burger.
Why don't we continue eating? Sorry, Rich.
Don't worry, this is my jealous face.